To talk about the FaZe roster, and also we got to perfectly predict the bracket and explain what's going on in that FaZe Kaysan event. We got a lot to talk about, so let's talk about it. Yo, what's up, guys? Wanna Be Reckless, aka Wanna Be Kaysan, one of the HCS commentators, analysts, and grassroots content creators, and we have another HCS report. Before we get started, I'm gonna let you know, like and subscribe, show some love to the actual video itself. I promise I'm gonna give one lucky subscriber who comments down below some big money. We're gonna be giving away $1 to somebody who comments on this video, subscribe to the channel. If you want some big money, all you gotta do is interact with the video, which interacts with the algorithm, which I'm pretty sure makes me rich at some point. Like these FaZe boys, after signing this contract, I know it's actually been a while since they've done so. Let's be honest, we've known about it for so long. We already knew Penguin, Trippy, Falcon, and Suppressed were going to be representing FaZe Halo. We were just waiting for them to officially announce it. I thought they were going to wait until the actual weekend in order to do so, but they did so a little bit beforehand. And this roster has been so impressive throughout the entire HCS early season. Didn't really participate too much together during the actual off season like Shopify Rebellion did to get a head start on everybody. But in the early season, I feel like they've been amazing. Like we knew already that this was going to be a great team, but dare we say that they've been flirting around with elite. Like they've been flirting around with trying to create a big three and having them in, and maybe other teams looking on the outside. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but congratulations to FaZe Halo. This is going to be big for them. And now we talk about that FaZe Kaysan event. And I want to apologize to y'all. I'll take responsibility for this because I feel like one of the things that I normally do is hype up these events and give you guys a heads up when it's coming up. Week after week, we're just talking about it, hyping it up and getting you guys prepared. This event snuck up on me. Like, I feel like nobody's talking about the fact that nobody's been talking about this event over the last month. Like, I feel like it's been barely talked about, to the point where a couple of days ago somebody asked me, "Oh, when's the FaZe Kaysan event?" I was like, "Oh, it's at the end of the month, right?" And then I thought about it, I was like, "Wait a minute, that's this weekend." Like, time just moves so fast, and I feel like nobody's really talking about it, so I'll take ownership because I should have been talking about it. I should have been hyping y'all up. But let's get freaking hype. This event is going to be crazy. It's a 4-team LAN invitational, in case you didn't know. So we do have Optic, Shopify, FaZe, and Space Station Gaming, who also happen to be your top 4 seeds going into Arlington. So this is going to be huge. Preparing for LAN time, the first time we're seeing all of these rosters playing together, but on LAN. So make sure you guys are paying attention to the FaZe Kaysan event. $50,000. $50,000 on the line, and 4 of the greatest teams in Halo. It's going to be incredible. So what we're going to do is we're going to perfectly predict the bracket and who's going to come out as your number 1 team after the first LAN event. Let's jump right into it. So I want to point out that so far since making this video, we haven't gotten any details on what the exact format is going to be for the FaZe Kaysan event. We know there's going to be an event. We know they're going to obviously play HCS settings, I would hope. And we know that there's also going to be showcasing the that new SND game mode, which is going to be awesome. I'm actually excited to play that. I've never played a tactical shooter like a CSGO or a Valorant before, so this is going to be entirely new territory for me, and I'm excited to give it a try, to be honest with you. I want to see what it's all about. But what we did get is some information from Vactor, and Vactor is a good source when it comes to formats and rules. Him and Asherman are very important to the scene because they are always, if anything comes out as far as Halo wise, they want to know details. They want to know as fast as possible, and they organize, dude. They're incredible. So when Vactor speaks about a format, we listen, and he says the format is the same as COD 1. Double elimination bracket using HCS seeds. Asherman then responds saying, has this been published somewhere? He said it hasn't, not sure if it will. But if we're if we're basing it off of that, by the way, we're on a crazy hype trade right now, which is crazy. Thank you guys so much. I love y'all. Oh, I'm about to cry right now while recording this video. I'll edit this part out. Thank you guys, bro. Thank you, dude. My rent's expensive, brother. So with this information that we're using off of Vactor, who again knows his stuff, what I did was I made a challenge bracket and I based it on 4 teams, 1 through 4 seeds. So Shopify was your number 1 seed, Optic were your number 2 seed, FaZe number 3, and Space Station Gaming number 4. So most likely that means this is exactly the way the tournament's going to go. Shopify run into Space Station Gaming, Optic Gaming and FaZe Clan go at it in round 1, and then loser of those 2 go down to losers round 1, so on and so forth. So why don't we break this motherfucking down and let's figure out exactly what's going to happen here. So we'll start off on the top of our bracket with Shopify Rebellion going up against Space Station Gaming. I said it before and I'll say it again. Space Station Gaming, we had predicted before the season started to be top 2 in the entire world. As of right now, I don't even know if we can confidently say they're the 3rd best team in the entire world. In fact, they're coming in as the last seed in this very tournament, and I think Shopify Rebellion have been the hottest team in the offseason and the early season. They started mega early playing in some of these tournaments and even scrims, I believe. Apologize if I'm wrong about that, but I know at least as far as the off-season tournaments, they played in damn near every single one of them, and off the rip they looked hot. And even when Optic and SSG and FaZe joined those tournaments, they still looked great and they still took majority of the open series events. So you have to respect the work and what Shopify Rebellion look like. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Space Station Gaming have been slower. They have, we know the potential that this team truly has. However, we haven't seen them reach that potential. So why don't we zoom on in and let's have Shopify Rebellion winning this. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. If this is a best of 5 format, which it could be best of 7, considering it's only 4 teams, why not do a best of 7? It could be best of 7, but if it's a best of 5, we're gonna go 3-1 in favor of Shopify Rebellion, and Shopify Rebellion move on. No disrespect to SSG, I think they're gonna get a huge LAN buff, but other teams as well are gonna get a LAN buff. I think the camaraderie of Shopify Rebellion is gonna be amazing when in person. I think World 2 off of that West Coast Canadian internet, I don't know what the hell that is, but he's excited to get back to LAN. Last shot, same thing. He's out up in North Georgia in the freaking farms, bro. They can't even spell fiber internet, let alone have it. I think SSG are gonna get a LAN buff, but I think Shopify Rebellion will too, and so will many of the other players that are participating in this very tournament. So SSG fall to the lower bracket. Then I have Optic Gaming going up against FaZe Clan. Obviously, Optic were predicted to be the number 1 team in the world going into the season. I still think there's a potential for that to happen. I think as of right now, they're going neck and neck with Shopify Rebellion, and we don't know who's the top dog right now. You can lean heavily on Shopify Rebellion because they have looked a tad bit better. A little bit better. I don't want to say. We'll say they have looked better so far in this early offseason, but Optic Gaming haven't looked bad at all. In fact, Optic Gaming look great to me, and look like they have even more in the tank. I feel like they're gonna hit another level when it comes to LAN, where FaZe Clan, on the other side of things, I'll say almost the opposite of SSG. We knew FaZe Clan were going to be a very, very good team. We knew FaZe Clan were going to be a great team, but honestly, they're playing elite right now. I'm loving what I'm seeing from FaZe Clan. They're really trying to create this big 3 or big 4, and they want their names mentioned with them. They have separated themselves from everybody else below them. When we talk about teams that have expectations of making a top 4 or bust, we're talking about FaZe Clan. They are the real deal. Sadly, I don't have them beating Optic Gaming on the first LAN. I think Optic Gaming are going to come out so freaking hot, and I think Optic Gaming will take this, and I'll say another 3-1 in favor of Optic, knocking FaZe Clan down into the lower bracket. Shopify Rebellion versus Optic. We'll talk about that a little bit, because first we're going to talk about SSG and FaZe Clan, and I think I'm gonna get a little bit of hate for this one, because when you look at the early season results, it leads to FaZe Clan being the favorites. FaZe Clan are coming in as the number 3 seed. And I think a lot of people are going to have FaZe Clan maybe winning this out and taking on SSG. But I was so high on SSG before the season started. Dude, the hype train is crazy. We're at level 5 hype train, bro. Thank you guys so much, bro. What is wrong with y'all? I was so high on Space Station Gaming going into the season. I know they've had a very slow start, but I also want to say it hasn't been terrible. Like, I think maybe people are kind of, blowing things a little bit out of proportion when we're talking about SSG. They still look good. Like, it's not, to me, it's not like they're losing to teams that they're absolutely not supposed to. Like, you're losing to Shopify, you're losing to Optic, you're losing to FaZe. These are also the top 3 teams in the world. So I'm not totally saying blow up the roster, we gotta make changes to that. No, I think there's going to be growing pains. We said it before that SSG were not going to come out hot. They've come out even slower than that. But I think there's so much room to grow, so much left in the season. And when going to LAN, I trust these boys, and I'm going to stay firm on what I predicted in the before the season started, that SSG are the real deal. And I'm actually going to have SSG winning this out. And we would say 3-2. I think it's going to go down to the wire, but we'll have SSG winning it out. My heart is telling me FaZe. I'm going to be honest with you. My heart is telling me FaZe, and my brain is telling me FaZe. But I gotta stay true to my boys on SSG. You got 2 MVPs on your team. You have 2 of some of the greatest minds to ever touch the controller for Halo. I gotta stay true to Space Station Gaming. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have Shopify Rebellion beating out Optical Gaming in the winners bracket finals. That's gonna make a lot of people mad. I'm sorry, Optic fans. I'm sorry. Again, I said it. Shopify Rebellion are the hottest team in the league right now. Are they the number 1 dogs when it comes to going to LAN? We're gonna find out. But I'm gonna say Shopify Rebellion win this out. And maybe that changes going into Arlington. Going into Arlington, we're going into Optic's house. It's the green wall is going to be present. They're going to be live. They're going to be on fire. But in this winners bracket finals, I'm gonna have Shopify Rebellion beating out Optic Gaming. They've looked hotter. They have won more of the Open Series events when actually going up against Optic. I think all roads lead to me with Shopify Rebellion beating them out. But again, things are going to change drastically when we get to LAN time, and nothing is guaranteed. And when we talk about the experience factor, Psycho and Last Shot, this is where the spotlight is going to be brightest. This is what you prepared for. Everybody on this Optic Gaming roster has had a little bit more experience at the top level than you. And even Legend, who might have been maybe the biggest question mark last year, he has an MVP under his belt. They're coming in with experience, and they're going to come in and try to get in your head, Psycho and Last Shot. And I will say, last year, you guys stepped up. You guys showed that you're the real deal. But now it's real pressure, and I think they're going to answer the call. I think this is going to prove to a lot of people that Last Shot and Psycho are ready for the spotlight, and not just on LAN, or not just online, but on LAN as well, because they already proved they're the real deal. Now they just got to do it when the spotlight is on them. Give me Shopify Rebellion in another 3-2. I want to see a lot of Game 5. Give me Shopify Rebellion making it to the grand finals, which leaves Optical Gaming and SSG. You guys know I want to pick something crazy. You guys know I want to pick something crazy, right? Would y'all be mad if I said SSG beat out Optic Gaming and knocked them into 3rd place? Would y'all be mad at that? I mean, SSG played them really well over the Open Series and showed that they're getting better and better, but I'm not ready to do that, not just yet. I actually think Optic Gaming are going to come out with the big win here. I think SSG are going to play Optic tight. I think all season long, this is going to be a great matchup. But right now, early in the season, I think Optic Gaming are on a mission. And they're on a mission to break that curse of 2nd place constant, which, by the way, want to point out, 2nd place all year long. Well, they got 3 2nd places in a row. They're looking to break the curse has reared its ugly head. They won 1 Open Series together since bringing in the roster. The curse is still there pretty much. But now when we go to LAN, they have an opportunity to break the curse, and I think they will get that chance to do so against Shopify Rebellion. In fact, I think they're actually going to 3-1 Shopify Rebellion in the first series, and then going into the second series is where we find out if Shopify Rebellion can break out, if they can just hit another level and win a tournament on LAN. Because I have Optic 3-1 in the first series, but I have Shopify Rebellion after a nice break, calming down, getting back to form, and I have them this time 3-1ing Optic Gaming after the reset to become your champions. That's my prediction. So with that, we would have Shopify Rebellion winning, Optic in second place, SSG in third, and FaZe in fourth for your FaZe Kaysan event. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with my bracket or if you have some huge changes. I know I'll make a lot of people mad with this one. Trust me, I already know I'll make some people mad, but get mad. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And until next time, peace.